Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I have been. I don't know about you guys, but I have been. It's been a while since I've posted anything on YouTube, but thought I should throw something up. Obviously, still playing Summoner's War Chronicles here, and not too long ago they came out with a new raid. This one right here called Stormblade Sanctum. Pretty fun raid. We were able to get onto the leaderboard for that. But then, I didn't post a video for it. I probably should have, but you know what I mean. Then they came out with this trial mode. So this is a little bit harder. You know, obviously, you can customize the difficulty a bit. They added some, additional settings that you can tweak and manipulate to make the fight harder or even impossible in some cases. So I just wanted to throw something together really quick. I was able to get up here on the leaderboard, Master Cleaf himself, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to show basically everything about how the fight works, later on. But then also like what kind of monsters you really should put on your team for this particular fight, and what kind of monsters you should have ready waiting to go. So actually, you can get away with in the trial mode. So in the trial mode, the other key difference is that you have to go in solo here. So it is just you. Keeping that in mind, one of the primary creatures that you want to use to face the boss is Tomoe. This is a relatively new creature. It's the Fire Onmyoji or Red Onmyoji. And this particular skill is why you want to use her. Skill 1 doesn't deal damage to this boss. This boss doesn't take any damage from monsters at all, but this ability does apply fear. Fear makes it so that the boss loses all of its defense up, and then also it can receive defense down, which also this ability does with a certain chance. So this particular ability is great. This ability is okay too. It just means that it increases the duration of the harmful effect, so your defense down lasts longer, right? Normally, you would have soul linked this character and used, skill 1 or S1 in particular only. However, I think you can actually get away with doing something a little bit more greedy for solo play, which is actually using Elenoa. So let me filter out here to Elenoa. This one should be pretty straightforward if you've been playing Summoner's War Chronicles for any length of time. Obviously, whenever you're using Elenoa, you always have her soul linked instead, and you want to use S2, skill 2, which not only decreases the Tomoe's cooldown when she uses it, but also it charges your ult faster. And this is really important too to ramp up your damage because, like I said, monsters don't do any damage here, so it's all going to come from your summoner. The more ults you can do with your summoner, the more damage you can just spit out. At least if you're playing Cleaf, which we are. If you're playing Soletta, actually, you may not want to use Elenoa because most of your damage is actually coming from skill 2 instead of your ultimate. But the other thing you have to be careful about with this boss is that if you put attack up on yourself, you will get attack down instead. Same thing with defense up. So if you try to apply defense up to yourself, you'll get defense down. So obviously you want to avoid putting those on as much as possible. With that in mind, obviously fire, the go-to damage type cleaf weapon, is not going to work. This is going to make you do less and less damage every time you hit your S3. So that's no bueno. Actually, the only one that's really good, because wind, puts, let's see, I think it does, defense up right here. So you don't want to use wind either. Light and dark are mostly PvP weapons, so we don't use those. The only option then you have is water. Luckily, water does attack down, which actually doesn't get applied to this boss, so it does nothing basically. And then this attack actually does fairly good damage. And then also we get extra defense down here too. Defense down is basically the only debuff, besides fear, of course, that you can apply to the boss. So you want to keep as much defense down on the boss as possible. It will be a little bit hard for our Cleaf to land it because the boss will probably have high resistance. And you do really want high accuracy and resistance in this new patch of the game. So anyway, very good multipliers on the base skill 2 right here for Cleaf. This attack does take a little bit of time to actually come out, you know, so if you're using it, just keep that in mind. Like, you don't want to use it right before you need to dodge, because then you're just going to waste this second hit. That said, Elenoa makes it so that all of these skills come back up very quickly. S3 comes out like instantly, so I do recommend using this one, and then S1, and then S2. Another thing to keep in mind, though, is that S1 is this ram, as you can see here, so you actually gap close. So we'll use that to our advantage in the fight, too. So, the final monster, then. And by the way, you should probably always have these in a preset, right? You're going to want a preset so you can change them out if you need to. So you can do manage preset over here. And number 1 has all the monsters that we want. Actually, Kamiya is here too. But Chasun is going to be the second one that you're going to want to make sure that you have on the line. And I'll show you really quick what she does. If you're not familiar, maybe you are. This one is kind of unfortunate for us because it gives us attack up, which will get turned into attack down. Luckily, she won't just randomly use this all the time. She does still use it occasionally, but you can't get healing in a normal fashion in this particular boss. The reason why we want Chasun is because continuous recovery doesn't work either. It's because of this particular ability, equalizing the HP ratio of the team member. So in this particular mythic, monsters do not take damage at all. Only the summoner does. And so this ability will cause her to share her HP basically with the summoner. And that's really the only way you can heal, at least that I've found. So Chasun, very important to have. She doesn't need good runes, as you can see. I have trash on. As long as she has a decent amount of HP like this, 140,000 is completely fine. Probably less than that is fine too. I mean, look at these garbage runes, right? So, anyway, that's you're going to want to have at least some form of what's called even HP ratio, I believe is the ability. Yep, even HP ratio. So very few monsters actually have this ability. I think it's like Light Elemental also does, which is a Nat 4 monster, if I believe, if I remember correctly. But Chasun, if you've got her, she makes your life easier. Plus, her artifact also, I believe, gives you another... uses Fallen Blossoms when a team member's HP falls below, and I think that's the one. Yep. So that one will also even the HP ratio out at a cooldown of 40 seconds. It can save you. You never know. It's just an extra option. So very good to have that as well. So the optional one is Kamiya. Now, you can start with her. That's what I do. The reason why, actually, like I said, the boss doesn't take debuffs other than defense down, and it doesn't take damage from monsters either, so this is actually useless. This is, I believe, helpful a little bit. I mean, you do get move speed up, which can help to some extent, but not really. This isn't changing the game at all. The only reason you want her is because of her artifact. So each time she uses Phantom Light on a boss in particular, it applies defense down, which does work, so that's helpful. And then the other cool part is it increases the team summoners and its attack by 1,400. So this gives us an extra 1,400 attack for Cleaf. There's very few artifacts and monster abilities out there that actually directly improve your summoner's abilities. And remember, you can't do attack up or def up or anything like that. So flat bonus stats like this are where it's at. So we use this just to get a little bit of extra damage, and then you can swap it out later on, which is what we will do in this particular fight that I've already completed. So I guess, without further ado, we will get into that. Wow, actually, I almost forgot the most important part of this video, obviously. If you're watching it specifically for the trial mode portion, you'll want to keep in mind that you'll have your Mythic order over here. And obviously, you want to get a better score, right? You can leave these all off. These are basically just hard mode modifiers. You can only select up to 4. So right here are the 4 that I would recommend. Basically, every other one can really hurt you. So either this one, by the way, will kill you. I've tried that. This one makes it so that you basically don't get any defense down. I haven't tried this one, but this one would probably kill you as well, especially if you're running Elenoa, which we are. And then really, these 2 summoner ones are basically set up the mission, right? So with your evasion skill, your cooldown is dropped by 20%, which is great. But then it makes it so that you only have 2 evasion charges as opposed to the normal 3. This actually sounds kind of scary, but in this particular Mythic, whenever you dodge a skill attack from the boss, he actually gives you evasion charges back. So basically, the whole idea is don't miss your dodges, and this particular effect goes away. Which also then feeds into this second one up here, which definitely sounds scary. If you get hit by 5 skill hits, you're dead. And so I think I did get to 4. So you might have to practice if you want to hit this, but right here is the mission. Instant death upon 5 skill hits. Luckily, that does not include like the periodic damage that he deals to you while you're fighting him. And it doesn't include like other like random shock damage and all kinds of stuff like that. He has to actually be swinging his sword at you basically, or using one of his AoE attacks. You have to actually eat one of those. So as long as you don't get hit by those too often, this one should be no problem. And then obviously him doing 50% damage, extra damage doesn't mean anything because you're going to be dodging all the important stuff. And then also he will get 500% more HP recovery, which also doesn't matter because the only times that he ends up healing is when he's hitting you. So basically, all 4 of these hard mode options feed into each other. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the actual video, which is the fight itself. If you're not interested in that, of course, I wish you well and have a good day. But I'll briefly go over the fight mechanics a little bit while rolling the footage. So hope you enjoy. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, here's the actual fight. So this is the fun one. I've been practicing it myself for a while anyway, and obviously we've been clearing it for a while too. Basically with this one, you'll see this particular attack where the shoulder things come out, and when basically you see how the bottom side is basically pointing towards him. Whenever you see that hit for the 7th time after he initiates this attack, that's your cue to start dodging in front of him. And you'll kind of see what I mean here in a second. As long as you spam dodge enough right there, you'll hit all of them. And then, as you noticed, as you may have noticed, he, flings out another swing as well afterwards, which you'll also have to dodge. After that, there's some timing to all these attacks. If he's got like yellow on the 4th yellow slash, like right at his blade there, I guess I'll show you really quick. So this particular yellow flash right here, when you see this trigger for the 4th time, that's your cue to dodge, and you can dodge just a little bit early too. But that will cause you to get a perfect dodge as well. The key thing to remember here is with this boss, You start off doing not a whole lot of damage, but you do get an extra attack up buff, which is permanent, basically, for the rest of the fight. Every single time you dodge. It goes up to 100 stacks, so it's not infinite, sadly. But that will be critical in order to do crazy damage to this guy. The blue attack is the same thing, basically. It just does... it launches the attack after 5, and then with this red one here, same thing, right after 6, you just want to dodge. Then he'll psych you out here. You can just DPS while he does that, but on this attack, it'll be the 4th flash, and you'll see it glow a slightly different, more solid color. This one's a little bit harder to describe, but you basically have to dodge those 3 attacks, wait a couple seconds, and then dodge that last attack. So he bluffed us again. Now he's using a yellow attack, so right there's the 4th. I'll dodge. As you can see, that's how it works. And the key also to remember, at least with Cleaf in particular, is that when you're launching your ultimate, you can't actually cancel that. So... you better make sure that if you're hitting the R button, you're going to be able to dodge in time for the next attack. And as you can see here, I do kind of weave it in, like right after I dodge an attack of his. If I know I'm going to have time, I'll throw out my ultimate, which is what I just did there as well. So, as you can see, we're kind of shredding the boss a little bit here. And this is mostly because we actually have 0 HP. Elenoa is draining us in order to refresh the skill cooldowns, and Tomoe and Kamiya are just making sure defense down stays on at all times, max, allowing us to do as much damage as possible. And of course, Elenoa is making it so that we get our skill cooldowns back repeatedly. With this particular phase, we call it the horse phase. You can actually move in the same exact pattern every single time, as long as you do exactly what I'm showing you here, which is you go back to the middle every time. So you can just feel free to watch this portion a bunch of times until you get used to it. And as long as you do the same thing every time, you'll be completely fine. So, see if we can... We might just skip a little bit here. I think the next phase comes out at 70%, if I'm not mistaken. So it's, yeah, so it's a dodge as soon as that happens, another dodge, a dodge right after that, like immediately afterwards, and then 2 seconds later, and then you have to dodge again. So it's just, so with this particular boss, it's very much so less about your stats. Stats are important, they do play a role for sure, but it's mostly just your ability to dodge. Once you can get down, you know, get a hang of the actual attacks themselves, you're good. With this phase too, this is super easy. All you do if you're getting sucked into that move is just spam, you know, 1, 2, and 3. Just spam your actual regular skill abilities. After that, he will drop this sword on the ground. You do have to mount up for it, so you'll notice I ultimate first just to clear that out, because I'm going to get a free ultimate when I go and pick up the sword. So that's something potentially important if you're, you know, trying to max out your DPS, or if you're like, you know, if you're ungeared completely, you know, you can still do this fight, really. But you just have to, you know, get good, I guess, is what the Dark Souls players would say, right? So, mount up, grab the sword. It does give you 10 bonus stacks of attack up, and then, like I said, it gives you another ultimate, which is really good damage for Cleaf. May not matter at all for Soletta, to be honest. Soletta absolutely ruins this boss because of a particular skill that she has. So use that to your advantage if you're trying to do it on Soletta. If you're a brand new player to this game, you can actually do this Mythic, no problem. You just have to use Soletta Fire, and you have to modify the skill too. This attack in particular is a bit interesting. So he drops a sword, and then you can actually see the 2 shoulder pads coming down. Every time it's about to slam down on the ground, you actually want to use the jump button, because you don't want to be on the ground when that hits you. You'll get stunned. Also, you can see here, this is the prime opportunity to change out your Kamiya for Chasun. If you have plenty of damage, honestly, you can just use Chasun for the whole fight and just play it super safe, right? You don't need Kamiya at all. That's just for extra damage. So anyway, he'll do this attack again. This time it's form 2. It just means it has less rotations in it. So yet again, 1 sword, and then you'll jump, and then he'll drop 4 swords, and then you jump, and then the same thing. I actually got hit there because I wasn't paying attention. So that's what it looks like, you know, if you get hit. And then with that there too, if he ever jumps back like that and he's looking at you like that, just make sure you're on the mount and then you're just like running basically towards him, because he kind of locks onto your position when he initiates that attack. So he'll actually dash like basically right past you and go you know, behind you at that point. So very easy to avoid. Just stay moving is the key thing. And when he's in this particular phase, you'll notice he is weaving attacks and then basic attacks as well. You can actually ignore the basic attacks, as you can see here. That's what I do. And then, you know, just take that damage. Chasun will heal you back up. It's not a problem. Like I said, there's quite a few attacks going on here. You know, feel free to, you know, pause and, you know, look over them as you see fit, so you can kind of learn from them. But yeah, he locked onto me there, and then I just went to his side and I started attacking him there. So, and then in this phase, basically every time you see him launch an attack that has like a bar like that, you just want to make sure that you, you know, avoid that attack. So I always roll to the back of him, as you can see there, and then I continue to DPS him. I ignore that. Same thing, I you know, move to his back again, eat the attack, no problem. This attack you cannot, so when you see, I'll show you, this attack you cannot just like walk behind him, so you can see actually 2 separate attacks going on either side of him, both front and back. You will have to dodge each of those. The first swing comes out and then hits like this whole area and then this whole area. It's like, how do I describe it? It's like 90-degree cones, like this. Off of him, and then out here as well. So you can, I mean, I guess if you were fast enough, you could just stand to the side over here and then come back to the front of him and then to the side. But really what I do is I will dodge down here, which is where I know the first attack is going to be, and then I immediately dodge to his side, like over here. And then you wait just like a split second, basically, and then you dodge back to his front. You know, so this, yet again, is going to be something that you're going to have to practice. And that's how it looks like if you get it right. Obviously, you can't take more than 5 hits with the challenge mode that I have enabled. You could probably turn that off if you were, you know, practicing or trying to do it yourself, or, you know, with a lesser score, but that's how that attack works. If you want to get all the stacks, of course, and maximize your DPS. So yet again, just spam attacks there with that one. He screams in agony. And by the way, too, you'll notice we do have 100 stacks here now. So technically, it doesn't actually make sense to go grab this sword if you don't have to. I mean, well, so it doesn't make sense to grab the sword to get more stacks, but you do have to grab the sword because the AoE range of this electric damage thing that it puts up will actually extend beyond itself. So you do have to pick it up still, and that's why I go and grab it here. But just thought I'd let you know that too, so you don't get surprised. Don't try to leave it up. I did that. It was painful. If you're not on a mount and you go into its area, it will destroy you very fast, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, as you can see on the boss up here, we have plenty of def down. It does stop, of course, at 10. His defense up can stack it indefinitely, or infinitely. No, it stacks up to 30. So, but every time we apply fear, we drop that back to 0. So that's Tomoe's job in a nutshell, is keeping that defense up gone as much as possible, and then keeping the defense up or defense down on. Other than that, like I said, as you can see here, it's pretty much just learn the attacks and treat it like a Souls game, really. I mean, just dodge when you need to. And there's no way I can really, just teach that to someone, unfortunately. I've been trying to find ways that I could potentially carry someone in this particular fight, but it just doesn't happen. If you get hit by attacks constantly, not only will you die eventually, of course, but the boss will heal every time you get hit too. So it eventually gets to the point where it's just not really that possible to carry someone in one of these. So pay attention, and then a lot of the dangerous attacks are available right when you get into the boss fight, so just practice on them. I queued solo, I think, for 4 or 5 hours, and maybe even more than that, honestly, just to practice. So don't be ashamed or afraid to do something like that. But yeah, the fight is accessible to pretty much everyone. I can't think of... I mean, yeah, the only way that you would not be able to clear this is if you just cannot dodge these attacks. So, but I think you can do it. So yet again, here's the Storm Current Field of Form 1 this time. So it's basically, that just means that there's only one round of swords coming down. And that's it right there. So it's always in that same pattern. 1 sword, jump, 4 swords, jump. And he's already at 6% now. So I'll show you the final phase. This is the other part that if you are doing it with someone else, which you'll have to get your first clear anyway, you will have to know how this part of the fight works. So it is pretty important. Like, no matter what, even if you just sat there like healing with Chasun, I guess. I don't know, If you found some way of surviving this whole time, you still have to be alive even for this stage. I think... Oh, yes. Okay, so he did hit 0%, and you can see he has an additional buff now. 3 of these purple things, purple electric cloud things. In the regular fight, he'll have 10, so you will have to hit him 10 times. And I'll explain a little bit more in a second, but unfortunately, he already launched this new Storm Current Field right before we hit this stage, so we got to finish that first. But basically, how this last phase works is that you have to drop the red swords on him while not allowing the blue swords to drop on him. At the start here, he'll actually summon like waves of blades, and you can dodge this pretty easily by just standing back. Make sure that you and the other person are on opposite sides of the boss, by the way. You don't want to be near each other at all. So stay on opposite halves of the boss, and you never go on to their half, basically. So anyway, right there's the first wave. Right there's the second wave, and as you can see here, I'm already moving back in. And this, yet again, just takes a little bit of practice, but as long as you're like mounted and then moving right into the second one, basically, right when it comes up, you'll get through just fine without taking any damage. That might have, honestly, if that had hit me, I might have died, because that might have been considered a skill hit. Anyway. And then, so there the channel begins. As you can see right away, I noticed you're going to want to keep an eye on the colors. So a blue sword is coming down. So I didn't get near the boss to start. And the reason for that is if you let a blue sword land on him, this set of stacks of 3 will go up to 4. And you have to knock it down to 0 in order to kill the boss. So, so the blue sword comes down, it explodes, and then I am already moving back in right now because I know a red sword is going to lock onto me in just a moment, and then it's going to fall on him. Right there it is. So red lightning coming down. And you do also want to stay moving while this is happening. You don't want to get hit by either the blue or the red swords, actually. Both of these will do damage to you, knock you off your mount as well, try to kill you, all that kind of stuff. So red hits him, and then it goes down to 2 up here, as you can see. So it's always in the same pattern. Once you realize what the first one is, it can start in the opposite manner to where it's, a red sword first. So if you see a red sword come out first, then obviously don't go near the boss because the next one's going to be a blue sword. And then it'll go back to a red and then a blue. In this case, we got blue, red. Here's blue again. And then, as you can see here, I wisely avoided going to him because, let's see. Let's see if I can find the start of the fight here. Because another thing that I failed to mention with this order is that it goes blue first, in this case, then red, then it'll be blue again, and then it'll be red. And just like with the Storm Current forms, what this guy likes to do is, after a round of 4 has been activated, he'll summon the next one sword as blue, but he actually then duplicates that after that. So, if you were lucky and you if you started with the red, then it would be red, blue, red, blue, and then red, red. But in this case, we got blue, red, blue, and then it would actually be a blue. So he tries to bait you with that. So just keep that in mind. So second blue comes out, and then now I know it's going to be another set of red, blue, basically. And you'll have to keep that in mind when you're doing the actual Lucifer fight with another person, because you actually do have to knock out 10 stacks between the two of you. So your partner will be on this side of the map while you're over here, and there it is right there. So, and that's all you have to do. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. I know it's been a while. I haven't talked to you guys in a bit. As soon as I find something that I really enjoy playing again, I'd like to start making videos for you guys. So anyway, I hope to see you guys again in the future. Take care. Have a good one.